presence. Now one together. What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I will be talking to you all about why Sadhguru. Really, this is just going to entail the little history of experiences I've had with him in terms of how I came across him, to eventually how I got to even see him in person, to where I'm at with him today. So that's like the general gist of the high level, big picture of what this video is going to be about. And before we start, would love to hear what you're grateful for in this present moment in the comments down below. I'll give you all a quick second to do this as I take some conscious breaths. Hello, beautiful being. So, hopefully you either typed in your gratitude, or you said it out loud, or you said it in your mind, or you were just present with me. All presence practicing regardless. So, let's start off with Sadhguru as to how I even came across him in the first place. And this, as you could tell, it's a raw, complete video of me talking to you, and it's a realization in a way of why Sadhguru. So it's all raw. It's like a raw reflection, really. So that also entails me being fully transparent. So there's really no edits. I do kind of chop the ending off after I close the camera, but that's literally the only edit, which is like half a second of edit, literally. So I like to consider this, or I prefer to consider this no edited. So with that being said, Sadhguru, first came across him through the mom, actually, and this is, I'm thinking back in like 2015, 2016-ish. At this point in time, I was in high school. I'm thinking like anywhere from 9th through 11th grade. I'm thinking mostly 10th grade. 10th to 11th is around that time where the mom was watching videos at the time of him, and full transparency, I was like, who is this random guru guy, right? Seems to be talking kind of well, but at the same time I had the stereotype of all gurus, and you see, at that time I was definitely not spiritually inclined, by no means, and definitely was very oblivious as well as unconscious to the whole spiritual realm and importance of it, and the essential aspect of it. So, with that being said, I think she might have made me see a couple of videos here and there, and I'm not even too sure exactly if I remember anything about it. But eventually, I think the mom was going through some stuff, and because of being isolated, being in New York, the weather not being too great, she ended up going to actually the Isha Foundation, IEEE. I think that's what it's called in Tennessee. She went all by herself, and it definitely seemed like after she had gone through that experience, she definitely had been helped a lot by Sadhguru. She even got to see him too at a relative distance, which is nice. And without going into too much detail of the actual program itself, I'm not even too sure what she had experienced, but it definitely seemed transformative to a certain extent. So that was the first introduction I had to him. And then besides that, I really don't think I watched any more videos or nothing, right? It was really nice to see that my mom got a little help from him in terms of the program, but besides that, not much. Full transparency. And then fast forward to college. I think, and I'm sure as you know, he has definitely been gaining a lot of traction, as you're noticing. I think 2014, 2015 was definitely when he was starting to slowly rise, but especially now, he's growing like crazy, literally, like the whole world. Whether it's Jay Shetty being with him, whether it's Will Smith, Tom Brady, Tony Robbins, we're talking goats with the goat. So it's really nice to see how a lot of people are truly resonating with the vibrations that Sadhguru is sharing with the world, and I obviously very much have as well, which is why you see all those reaction videos to him. So, with that being said, college started, and then I think this was it. It was around freshman year, right after freshman year. Just really had a lot of anxiety that came the way, and it was definitely very difficult, full transparency. And then I started doing things like eating healthier, working out, getting more sleep, and doing things like that, which made a big difference. But the biggest X factor was actually the meditation. So I started doing, I think it was general chanting, like Om chantings or whatever, which my mom introduced me to, which to an extent kind of helped. But then I realized, similar to, getting these, hold on, one second, getting these muscles with the little that I have, or whatever that you see. I mean, there's no little or more, it's just what you see. It takes practice, it takes consistency, and you're not going to see the complete effects or the deeper effects in the first session. So I was very grateful to have continued with that. And so began doing that. And then eventually I came across Sadhguru's meditation. There were two main ones. One was the chantings, which were actually very, in a way, powerful. And the other one was this Isha Kriya meditation, which I'm sure you all have seen how much I definitely appreciate that meditation. And I've even been sharing it with others and friends and people on this YouTube journey. So yes, with that being said, the Isha Kriya initially was very boggling, and in a way, it was a little intimidating to me. And I guess this is something I'd love to maybe talk to with an Ishanga or someone of the Isha Foundation about now. It's a powerful practice, very potent. I even got the whole family to do it, which I'll talk more about in a second. But basically, it's also keep checking to make sure it's recording, because I usually wear glasses, so appreciate you not minding that. But anyways, I was intimidated by it because mainly of the I'm not the body, I'm not the mind kind of chant. I'm like, what does that mean, number one? Number two, who am I if I'm not those things? Which I realize now is actually the most beautiful and powerful aspect of it, the detachment. So yeah, that is truly what happened initially. So I really didn't continue much with it. Fast forward, as I kind of dived deeper into meditation, I got more accustomed as well as connected with, I'm not going to say accustomed, more connected with the spirituality. And I will have to say, okay, another quick video idea. I'm going to note this down real quickly. Okay, so just had this pop, so I took that note. Appreciate your patience. And really just what got me more into it, I would say, is Western yoga. Regardless of how I view it now in this present moment, we'll get to another video on that, and that's kind of the thing I wrote down. But it really got me into it, because going into this Western yoga kind of studios and noticing, I guess, elements of Eastern yoga embedded, whether it was with the movements or the teachers there or even just the environment, that really definitely propelled the journey towards the spiritual dimension. And so I began kind of doing those, and eventually, as I said, just got more in tune with this whole dimension. I started exploring videos, and actually what sparked that was really the power of now. So shouts out to Eckhart Tolle. He actually is the one that, his book, The Power of Now, is really what truly sparked that spiritual aha moment into that, diving deep into this path. And so after reading that book, I then came across inner engineering, which at that time I was in parallel reading and watching Sadhguru, and then was loving him and just resonating with everything that he was kind of saying. And eventually, to kind of wrap this all up, I was able to even go on this Sadhguru Darshan event. It was end of last year, end of 2020, where I got to see him in person. He even walked about 6 feet distance away, and it was really nice to get that close to him. And ever since then, I got initiated in Shambhu Mahamudra, and then eventually, which is a sacred yogic meditation, 10,000-year-old, as Sadhguru says, initiated by Sadhguru himself. And I've got the family to do Isha Kriya for 90 days, finishing a full mandala, which was very essential because people were going crazy. I mean, it's not just them, but I mean, it's as you all are seeing now, it's the world is going crazy, and it was very essential. So got them to do it, and it was very beneficial for them. And yeah, it's been very beautiful, and this is a huge part of the why Sadhguru. I mean, just me sharing this journey as to how it helped me, how it helped the family. And honestly, to keep it simple and to really kind of answer this question of why Sadhguru, and I appreciate you listening to that whole experience. Hopefully you're able to connect. This is really just a build up as to why. So the why really is one. There is, let's just say, a deeper conscious connection that was established with him. And not everyone maybe resonates, and that's okay. But that just established within me. And a lot of you maybe too, because I'm sure you're seeing he's one of the fastest growing gurus, truly. Look at the social media, look at the technology of how fast he's growing. So that's like the first intuitive answer as to why I set the guru. Second is he speaks pure consciously, pure clear clarity. It just makes sense. There's not much of sugarcoating. Now, for those of you that might wonder and question, why does he talk around certain things and doesn't never directly answers questions, and maybe that's the reason why you don't turn towards him or really just connect with him. It's really because a lot of these deeper questions about, for instance, who am I, right? Which is such a profound question about your nature itself, your existence. It's a beautiful question, but those things can only be experienced. Explaining it with an answer will just take away from it. And if I were to give you this one-word answer, you might not even bother to explore that path. So it's all about giving you, as Eckhart Tolle calls them, signposts or directions. So that's what Sadhguru does. He always talks kind of around it, but not really around it. He talks about it giving you direction so you can experience the truth yourself. You see, the truth is not much of a value if just answered as an answer. The truth is really an experiential answer, and that's how I view what the truth is. And so he really helps you with that, which is another reason why Sadhguru. And the other last thing, I guess, to kind of wrap this all up is he really has been, two more reasons actually. Thirdly, he's been very active with all aspects of life, whether it's social, environmental, political, really trying to help bring about awareness into all aspects of life. He's not just helping with meditation and yoga. So I'm very grateful for that. And lastly, let's see, had this reason that kind of... okay, this is like a little minor reason, but to keep it simple, he's just a cool yogi, man. I mean, really just him riding this motorcycle, driving a Hummer, and he's just cool. He's a G. Guru. He's a G. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time. Would love to hear what you've learned from this, or also what are you grateful for in the comments down below. And with that, make it a great day. Take it joyfully. Presence. Now one together. Stay conscious. Ecstasy.